Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Tuesday, August 29th, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin with last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, broadcast live on the USA Network from the FedEx Forum in Memphis. In the main event, Becky Lynch pinned Zoe Stark in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Stark was accompanied to the ring by Trish Stratus, who was chased to the back by a kendo stick-wielding Lynch after repeated outside interference. During an in-ring promo segment, WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins was sneak attacked and laid out by Shinsuke Nakamura, who is scheduled to be his challenger this weekend at Payback.
I will. Oh, wait a minute! Shinsuke Nakamura, another sneak attack from behind.
The opening match saw Damien defeat Sami Zayn thanks to outside interference from JD McDonough.
And Zayn has Priest right where he wants him.
Giant 6'7" frame crumbled up like in a wait a second.
And that's a JD McDonough grabbing Sami Zayn, the distraction into a South of Heaven chokeslam. And off the distraction, Priest has pinned Sami Zayn.
Despite his help, McDonough was abandoned in the ring by Priest and double-teamed by Zayn and his tag team championship partner Kevin Owens. In other results, Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley got into a physical altercation during a promo segment. The Viking Raiders beat the New Day when Eric pinned Kofi Kingston. Tommaso Ciampa pinned Bronson Reed, and Chad Gable beat Ludwig Kaiser by disqualification due to outside interference from Giovanni Vinci. After the match, both Gable and his tag team partner Otis were attacked by Kaiser, Vinci, as well as fellow Imperium member and Intercontinental Champion Gunther. Now for further details on the recent death of Wyndham Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt. According to a report from TMZ yesterday, Rotunda had been experiencing a series of cardiac issues in the weeks before his passing and was not wearing the heart defibrillator doctors had recommended for him when his body was found. Rotunda was reportedly discovered in bed by his fiancée JoJo Offerman, and her mother was not breathing and was turning blue when Offerman called 911 and her mother attempted CPR, according to police records mentioned in the report. At the time, Rotunda's defibrillator, an emergency device designed to treat sudden cardiac arrest, was in his car in the driveway of his home. It is not conclusively known if the device would have been able to save his life. Rotunda's parents informed police that his heart problems began after he contracted COVID-19 last March. Rotunda died last Thursday of a heart attack at the age of 36. And we close with some Impact Wrestling news. Former Knockouts World Champion Jordynne Grace has officially re-signed with the company, with Fightful reporting that her new contract is for 2 years and will allow her to take time off for bodybuilding competitions. It was announced during last Sunday's Impact Emergence pay-per-view that Grace would be making her in-ring return to the company at Victory Road on September 8th in White Plains, New York. Her opponent for the show has not been announced. Grace has not wrestled since losing the Knockouts title to Deonna Purrazzo last May. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.